Hey everybody, I'm Paul.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Mark.
We're just a couple of old guys with a lot of issues.
And comics.
Normally we game on Saturday nights, but since we're all pretty much comic book nerds, and we thought it'd be kind of fun once in a while to do a video like this, where we just talk about comics and comics adjacent type materials and movies, whatever the hell strikes our mind. In this case, last weekend I went on a road trip to Minnesota, and along the way I stopped off at a couple Ollie's because I found out they were doing these mix bags. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to open them up and see what's inside. So without further ado, I'll open one up and see what's inside.
More than likely a mixed bag.
Well,
A very mixed bag. Of quality.
I mean, look though.
I know.
Wildstorm right off the top.
Wildstar.
Oh, and it is.
Oh, Wildstar. Yeah, sorry. So I was not an Image boy.
No, I think we're all too old. We're all those old guys that didn't like Image.
This is like a Jake book. Al Gordon, Chris Brand. So we don't even know what this is, do we?
No.
We're off to a great start.
Right.
That's, yeah. I mean, for Image, though, the art ain't bad, to be honest.
Kind of the Will Portatio look.
Yeah. Yeah, with the horrible Eric Larson shoulders.
Correct.
All right. Yeah, let's see. Is there a backup for this? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, boys. I saw something.
All right.
Wow. Ooh, and it's bagged. Oh, shoot. You know what this is? This is our retirement.
Right. It's worth millions of dollars.
It's a bagged Wildcats. I don't even... Ooh, and it's got a whatever her name is card in the back of it. Man, we're not even going to open it. This is the Image bag, apparently.
Yeah, apparently so.
Union. That's another one
This is one of those. The guys that started Image couldn't follow through on getting stuff done, so they hired a bunch of people to take over their characters.
Yeah, like, what was it? Didn't McFarlane get like a bunch of writers after a quick run of realizing that he couldn't write?
Right. Yeah.
All that 90s goodness.
Well, all the jagged hair.
Mm-hmm.
The background's not bad. I wonder if that was just drawn off a picture.
Yeah.
Normally there's no background.
Right.
There's zero on the... Well, oh wait, we got windows. So we're all right. We're good. We're grounded now.
He's in a building.
Yep.
Yes.
Have to draw the background.
That's right. Yeah. I think we'll be giving a bunch of these to your brother.
Right.
Oh.
Ooh.
Cue the theme song.
Right.
So X-Files, Topps Comics, number 27. Hey, look, it's non-glossy paper.
Yeah, look at that.
The camera can actually pick it up. John Rosen. I never even got into the show, to be honest.
I came at it partially towards the end, but couldn't get into it.
I watched one episode where there was a vampire guy, and that was about it.
Okay.
But you know what, though? I'm not going to lie. I kind of like this art.
Mm-hmm.
It appeals to my minimalist sensibilities.
Right. Now, in this case, the not having backgrounds is okay.
Right.
Because it's in the context of, right, because they provide you...
Establishing shot
yeah.
and then talking head scene.
They're in the Hall of Justice, right?
That's right. Meanwhile... yeah, this person knows what they're doing.
And they've got her down pat.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's supposed to be him.
Well, he is. I mean, that's
Oh,
kind
wait,
of
there
that's
you
sort
go.
of his schmucky look.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
So we can get a good shot of it. His schmucky look.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. When was this made? Was this in the 90s?
Yeah, this would have been in the 90s, is my guess.
I'm surprised they didn't I remember
97.
with the Buffy the Vampire Slayer comic, I saw some pages, sample pages that somebody did, which they didn't get the job drawing it, but they had perfect likenesses of all the characters.
Wow.
And but they went with the 90s look instead.
Oh yeah. So you could have had good representation, but instead you had
Right.
this.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Why is Buffy wearing all of those pockets and pouches on her belt?
Why do her boobs look like they were made with circle templates?
Correct.
Yeah, well, I like the art for that.
That's a nice splash page right there.
I like that. Interesting. Uh-oh. More image stuff. No, wait. What is
No,
this?
that's Aircell. That's old.
Wow.
That's
Huh.
an Eternity comic. That's
What
That's our
is
era.
the what? Yeah. What in the War of the? I mean,
wow. I don't remember that at all.
No.
Scott Finley and Brooke Hogan. It's black and white. Kids won't read it.
Brooke Hogan, Hulk Hogan's daughter.
Yeah,
wrote
yeah.
this?
That would be hilarious if she had a
Right.
hidden talent of
Right.
being able to write. I mean, it looks cool, honestly. Does it? What? Now, wasn't there a? Yeah. See, now a hit TV show. So this is probably the
Accompaniment to that.
yeah, like the way X-Files is.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Which I never watched the War of the Worlds TV show.
I did not
Me
either.
neither.
So the Tom Cruise one, the movie, but that's
Yeah, that happened.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, the robots, the tripods were cool. See if there's
I
any-
like the art, the war art here. That's nice.
See if there's any cool. Like you said, it's Eternity. It's kind of. There's any cool in-house ads in the back? Nope. Nothing there. Oh yeah, the Malibu Hotline. Huh. Well, that one's cool. Honestly, I'm gonna keep that one. And by the way, I got these in Maryville. When I got to we stopped at Maryville first on the way to Minnesota, and on the way back we stopped off in Rockford, Illinois, and like there was one bag, and I'm like, why? Where? What happened? Really? And then I'm in the car and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Most likely because it's Illinois, people are doing this kind of thing, and they're hitting the bins, to
Right.
get their books for, to get them sealed and never to be seen again.
There's also a place in our local town that goes to Ollie's and buys things and then marks it up on their own store. So they will go.
That
That's
explains
a
why
new-
you can't
that's a new
find
thing.
anything
No,
here.
that's a new thing.
Yeah,
It's-
that's probably what
yeah.
a lot of that is. Yeah, that's why we can't find anything at our local Ollie's. I guess Supreme Marketing is the company that bags all this stuff. Their company that bags it for them. And my guess is they do this because they can't get so many trades anymore because of the supply chain.
Correct,
So they're
right.
buying up old collections from warehouses and stuff. All right, what do we got here? Ant-Man.
Well, yeah.
Iron Man 232, guest starring Ant-Man.
So what era was this?
This was the after the Silver Centurion
Okay,
armor, right? Or
right.
Scarlet Centurion.
Oh, it's Michelini is the writer.
So it's very existential.
Yes.
What is it? 92 or I can't read that tiny print. I'm too old.
Something like that. Yeah.
I can't
Sure, I
see
can't
it.
either. You're not going to get any dates or details from us.
No,
If it's
no.
smaller than the splash page.
Yeah, but it's Jackson Geist and Bob Layton. So.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's a promising. And I
Yeah.
always liked Michelini.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of a second-tier Marvel writer, but he was consistent. You could count on him to put out stories.
And he did the whole Demon in a Bottle.
Yeah.
Back when Marvel didn't want their writers to actually write three issue stories, but but he figured out a sneaky way to sneak these ongoing storylines into this like 2-year long story, which is pretty much the best Iron Man story ever written.
Right.
This was this would have been 80s, because when Marvel was changing over how it was doing coloring, you had this really, really saturated on like all their books for about 6 months.
It looks 80s too.
Yeah.
Hairstyle.
The hairstyle.
Yeah.
Sort of the Iron Man mullet.
Right.
Before
Iron mullet.
Yeah.
the iron mullet.
I thought I was the only one with an iron mullet.
That's an iron stomach.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So this is clearly his people involved in his story.
Yeah.
Rather than
Yes.
a fight issue.
Well, they did that a lot.
They did that a lot, yeah.
And which was good, because why you got all these characters sitting around and you don't
Right.
do anything with them.
Yeah.
They just run around and get in the way.
Right.
I was trying to. There was a picture of what was it? Warmonger? Was that the name of Ironmonger?
Ironmonger. Yeah.
Yeah, that must. I'm gonna say it's probably after. Well, that's neat. And these bags are like, $6 a piece.
Right.
So you get these are, some of them will boast, you got your Image, some of your newer books will have higher price tags on them. So
Okay.
depending on what you're into, you might get get a deal out of it. Oh, Secret Origins, Phantom Girl. Also in this issue, who is the Grim Ghost? Some of these are really
I
good.
don't know. Yeah, I have a few of those Secret Origins. I like them. They have Crimson Avenger. And,
Yeah,
80s,
yeah,
89.
nice. So we got this is good.
Beer Bomb.
Peter
Dave Cockrum does the pencils.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who the writer is.
Can you name all these characters?
Superman.
Yeah. Phantom Girl.
Yeah, Phantom Girl.
This is Mon-El.
Yeah. Sun Boy or
Maybe
something
something
like
like
that.
Yeah.
Ultra Boy, I think.
Ultra Boy.
If anybody knows who these people are, just sound off in the comments.
Right.
Right.
I mean, I was not a DC kid. I wasn't a DC kid until just before Crisis, when I found out that they had a whole World War II history, and I started reading All-Star Squadron, and I got about 2 issues into it, and it's like, next issue, last issue. I'm like,
Right.
here's
what?
Bouncing Boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, is it just Phantom? Okay, maybe Phantom Lady, like they do a 2-in-1 with. The art's nice though. Of course, like you said, it's Cockrum, so
Right.
you really can't go wrong. And he was the man, like, for the Legion of Superheroes.
And this was back when it actually had a script.
Yeah.
I mean, look how much there is to read on
That's-
these 2 pages.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, even in the ones that are writerly today,
Mhm.
you don't get this. You don't get. I
No,
mean,
but
this
you
is a
get
full
pretty
story.
color.
You do get pretty color.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is like this. You got your money's worth as a kid
Yeah, you did.
reading these.
For what, $1? $1.50.
Yeah.
You got plenty of reading. I mean, there's like 12 panels on that page. I always tell like Mike and stuff when we were doing books, like 5, man. Just give me 5 panels. That's about that's about all I can squeeze on a
Right.
page.
Yeah, how many panels are on this page?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm thinking Cockrum made a cameo. What do you think?
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, this is a good one. I like
Yeah.
this.
Did that change? Did we
Oh
change
yeah,
the
I
story?
think it really traveled through time.
There we go.
Oh yeah,
Here's the
because Grim
backup,
Ghost
yes.
is on the cover.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, Roy Thomas.
Yeah, Roy Thomas writer. Not familiar with that
name
artist.
sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
Hmm.
I do like the costume though.
Yeah. This was all. This was, if I remember right, this series was designed to do cleanup after Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay.
So because each issue of Secret Origins was a different character, or in this case, two characters.
Okay.
As kind of a way to streamline and clean up all the thousands of characters that disappeared thanks to Crisis or were reinvented.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll take a look at that one later. Oh, there we go. This looks like.
That looks like 90s, 90s, definitely 90s.
I do like the logo though, because there's that really bad one that's just really plain, and I like this one a lot.
And here's Portatio. Speaking of Portatio,
Oh yeah,
so
I was wondering if this was like the Heroes Reborn or one of them.
God, I hope not.
Yeah.
And there's here's the difference, right? So giant splash
Yes.
page, no words.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, compare the two.
See here, we used to read. Us old folks. See, this is what happened to our eyes.
Yeah.
We had to read.
Right.
That's what happened to our eyes as we got older.
I mean, I like a splash page as much as the next guy, but
Yeah.
when if the whole issue is splash pages,
Right. That's why I liked Kirby's Eternals. It would be like splash page, and then double splash page, and then like 6 ad, and then another splash page. But it was crammed full of dialogue and narration, whereas this is very minimal, so they can stretch it out for the trades. Is my guess. Or they just think maybe words scare kids.
the Sue Storm picture splash page looks like they got it from a J.C. Penney catalog.
Oh yeah. Hey, where is she? Yeah.
That's like a J.C. Penney catalog model pose right there.
Yeah. I think I've seen enough of this one.
I'm just curious to see how they drew Iron Man.
Oh yeah, did we get to Iron Man yet?
It's a lot of
I forgot this was even his book.
yeah.
I got caught up looking at J.C. Penney's Sue Storm.
Right.
Well, okay, so all right. Here's the thing, kids. 101. It's Iron Man's book. When he shows up, you get full page, Sue Storm's ass,
Right.
but you get a clouded, shrouded Iron Man
Right.
in his own book, and then he's gone again, and still not there.
No.
And, oh yeah. Wait, no. There's a glimpse.
Again, it's a
His
close up
fingers.
of
Right. It's a
her.
close up of her. Yeah.
He's in the background.
I think the artist has a Sue Storm fetish.
Yes.
I think. X Factor, I probably have this one.
I probably do too.
Judgment War Part 3.
X Factor for me came out of nowhere in the 80s. I loved it.
Yeah.
The Simpsons did an interesting job. I thought it was an interesting take. The spaceship, the kids that were in it. I really enjoyed X Factor.
Yeah. And they even managed to make Iceman kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Louise Simonson. Ooh, Paul Smith. Nice. Al Milgrom.
Yep.
Workhorse.
Oh yeah, he did everything back then.
I'm lost. I was out by then, to be honest. I think I read the first year and a half, and then moved on to other stuff. But
Yeah, this is probably. This is post the first big apocalypse story
yeah,
after Angel got turned into Archangel.
right. And it's after they figured out their coloring problem.
Right.
It doesn't have that horrible saturated.
And again, we're back to story. Look how many panels there are. Look how many words.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a great writer. So
Yeah.
It's,
I've always said that Paul Smith is the Patrick Nagel of comic book artists, because his biggest thing is he was the era that he drew in looks like the era that he drew in.
Yep.
It's like if you look at his X-Men stuff, it all looks like Duran Duran album covers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very indicative of the 80s. I like him a lot. He did some Doctor Strange, and it was like the first time in my life I read Doctor Strange.
Right.
Just because he jumped from X-Men to, oh boy.
I remember buying
Sleepwalker.
like the first issue of this.
Mhm.
I don't know if he guest starred in Spider-Man at the time, but I remember I didn't get much past the first or second issue.
I couldn't tell you anything about him.
He's a kid who goes to sleep at night and becomes a superhero while he's asleep, I believe.
And what
Hence,
issue is this? 30.
Sleepwalker.
Apparently it lasted
It did last a while, yeah.
a couple of years. Dude slept on Dick Giordano as an artist back in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing all the sci-fi, covers to all these, like the Charlton stuff.
Right.
His art is extremely underappreciated. It's like you got to be like a full-on comic book, aficionado to even know that he drew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I thought this was part of Sleepwalker was originally part of the new universe, which is why I didn't really get into it.
Okay.
But then Spider-Man's obviously
Yeah.
here, so it's not. And I think Bogdanovich drew him for a while. Bogdanov, not Bogdanovich. Yes, he's a director and an artist.
Yes.
No, he Bogdanov was the and I like his stuff a lot, but I mean,
Kind of Doctor Strange-esque.
is it?
A little bit to the left of Doctor Strange is what it kind of reminded me of. The dream world, the dreamscape, or Nightmare from DC.
Oh, I gotcha.
That kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really remember much about it.
Oh, but hey, I thought it said X-Men underwear. So they brought back the underoos in
Yes.
the 80s or the 90s, as this case may be.
It says against boring briefs.
Oh.
Oh, maybe underwear.
Oh,
It is
good.
Haynes. And it is Haynes. Oh,
It's-
wow.
So I didn't read that wrong.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Huh. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about what yeah.
Interestingly enough, though, in the Marvel tradition, he's wearing villain's colors.
Yeah,
So-
you're right.
which is
You got
kinda
the
odd. So is he an anti-hero in the dark? Because he's got the whole Green Goblin colors.
Yep, the green and purple. That or at this point in their history, they gave up on that.
Right.
But
But in my head, as a kid who grew up on Spider-Man, I see green and purple. I think bad guy.
yeah, well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
was it primary hero,
Yeah.
secondary villain, tertiary, military, and
Yeah.
backgrounds. Yeah. Well, let's see what kind of cliffhanger it ends on.
I think this was during when Ghost Rider became popular again. They had the Midnight Suns. They were doing a little bit of horror-esque, what bled into the superheroes in the late 90s.
Well, apparently
Oh, the
dream
final
is-
issue.
the dream is over. Okay then.
Wow, well, apparently. Okay.
All right then.
Sorry about that, Sleepwalker.
Oh, we got an indie book in here. Another one. Americomics. I tried to just kind of blind grab stuff, but so many of them have the same covers on front and back that I'm like, I don't know if it means that the same thing inside of it too.
Right.
So I tried to grab, a variety of things to kind of blend it up. But not gonna lie, this was a selling point. I do like my Americomics, and
That's an interesting cover.
yeah, they were out of Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, they put out a lot of really cool, just straight up superhero stories. Yeah, I'm just looking.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Pee-wee and the Little Wise Guys.
but it's another black and white. So kids, if you don't like your black and white, just
Right.
fast forward. Fast forward a little while.
Or maybe there's a filter that could turn all color.
I have. What was this? Pee Wee and the Who?
Yeah.
Pee Wee and the Little Wise Guys.
So is he
Yeah.
the young hero? Is that what I'm assuming?
I'm guessing so.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's another one of those public domain guys that I don't know about.
It sounds like something from the
Because
40s or
little Morton, what's his
Yeah.
name, Caniff in there.
something. Right. Milton.
Yeah, Milton Caniff. Because a lot of Americomics heroes were either public domain characters or characters that were like inspired by other characters, you know.
Right.
Yeah. And they consistently put out books, so
I mean, the art is decent.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's
I've always liked AC Comics.
there's a lot of detail,
Mm-hmm.
and for being black and white, it really stands out. I mean,
Yeah.
he's using.
Yeah.
I mean, like this
Right.
bottom picture, I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is mid '80s, probably.
Yeah.
Old Eyes. This is what editing's for. I can't find the date.
Is your thumb on
Probably. No biggie. It's got to be early to mid
it?
'80s.
Yeah.
Because they tried doing color for a while, and then they went to black and white for.
Sticks to that kind of
Yeah,
6-panel grid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously there's more than 6 panels, but
like what you'd find in a newspaper strip almost.
Right.
right. Cliffhanger.
I remember
Oh, yeah.
Cliffhanger comics. Yeah. That was-
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is very. What was that? In your Sunday newspaper as a kid, it was like the Mark
Trail.
Yeah, Mark Trail. This reminds me of the Mark Trail style.
Yeah.
Where there'd be a little note signed by somebody, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of that to me.
I actually used Mark Trail as a template for learning how to letter
Okay.
because that lettering was just sharp as a razor. My 18-year-old self thinking I could pull that off, but somebody's probably been lettering since the 1950s. But I thought it was just very well done.
I just waited for fonts to come out. Actually, I learned a letter in school, but
Yeah.
it's not easy, especially doing the word balloons.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting is I'm sitting here way more interested in reading this comic later than any of the image ones we looked at. This has got me intrigued more than
Yeah.
the big fancy splash pages.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can take it home with you.
Right.
and
I'll do a
give
full
us a report.
Yeah, I'll do a full report on it.
Oh, so the little wise guy is just from Daredevil.
Oh, it's his little sidekicks then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Huh.
You're falling down on the job, Mike. You're the resident Daredevil expert.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't Daredevil in the comic.
I think you know why. I don't think. I think somebody had claimed the name.
Right.
Well, they could have called him something else.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, Femme
Oh,
Force.
Femme Force was a big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good one.
That was interesting.
Dark Horse, the Young Cynics Club.
Don't recognize that at all.
Oh, more black and white. Mike Richards. Oh yeah. Oh, just the publisher. I was looking for the writer. Maybe it's on another page.
it's nice artwork.
It is. It's nice and clean. Put it up on the camera so the kids at home can see it too. It's nice and clean. Oh, Chris Warner's editor. Okay.
Was it Saved by the Bell?
Probably.
Peter Parker meets Saved by the Bell. Did they do some sort of Marvel crossover?
Peter Parker and Screech. It's a little love and rockety, but with more
It is
detail.
very rockety, yeah.
I feel dumb, like I don't know who the artist is.
I don't see. Do they even?
They might be in the back. They might have a or a splash page coming up. I've never heard of this. It's interesting.
Yeah, but Love and Rockets is really.
Yeah. I like the was it Jaime Hernandez? Is that how you say his name? I was at a show one time and I had my portfolio all laid out, and he just kind of walks up and he flips through it and doubles back on a couple of them, and then looks up. He's like, gives me a thumbs up and walks out. I'm just like, hey, I just got a thumbs up. It was one of my highlights. Nice. I don't know if it's
It
any
looks
good.
good, yeah. Feels like something I would have read in the 90s.
Yeah, and then I would
If I
have
knew the
borrowed.
premise, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about this one.
I'm gonna skip to the ending and see if we can find it. Wow, you get a lot of bang out of this thing. There's a lot of story in this thing.
The end.
I guess nobody. I guess nobody did this. Anybody knows who did this? Let us know in the comments.
Is that Glenn Wong, the entire...
Did he do the whole
produces
thing?
the whole thing? Must
It
have-
could be. It could be. Well, never mind. It could be. Pretty though.
Yeah.
Sure. Ultra Force. Back when they were merging with Marvel, so that Marvel could basically run them out of town.
Correct. Yeah, but I always did like Black Knight. I am a Black Knight fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan of his lightsaber, but
Black Knight stand, are you?
yes, yes. Am I supposed to know what that means? I know what it stands.
Okay. All right. What do we got? What do we got here? Lin Wayne. Or we not.
Wasn't this like MTV's big movie debut?
Joe's Apartment?
Joe's
Yeah,
Apartment,
Joe's
yeah.
Apartment was the big was the big movie for them.
Yeah. So who's doing this?
Lin Wayne's the writer.
A lot of people doing the art.
Yeah, that a bunch of people doing the artwork.
Okay.
What was this, Ultra Force? Yeah, I think this was after we stopped reading Malibu stuff, or Ultra. Was it Ultraverse? Is what it became?
Right.
Yeah,
It was enjoyable when it was Malibu.
they had a whole Bible for their universe. It was real. I saw a documentary, not a documentary, but another YouTube video on it, and it was pretty interesting how detailed they had it. Well, this coloring isn't bad for the '90s. This is the coloring they wanted to steal, and then turned it into what they turned it into. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
R.I.P. Ultra Force.
Oh, Wolverine.
What a surprise!
Yes.
He went from the character that no one knew to the character everyone wanted to forget.
Right.
You know, now Prime works well in the Marvel House style of the time, which was where they were basically copying Image,
Right.
because he's so obscenely, disgustingly huge.
Right.
But that was on purpose, because when he would change, because he's like an analog of Captain Marvel.
Correct.
So when he would change back, there would just be goo everywhere, because he would just ooze out all of his body mass.
He looks like reminds me of one of those like really cartoony superheroes. Like, what was that movie? Cool World. Do you remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
I remember at the end he becomes a superhero and he's got little tiny legs and the gigantic chest.
Yeah, it was a pretty good series.
Yeah, I don't know.
The
It's,
80s.
Yeah.
The Prototype was another one. I always liked him, but I'm not a big fan of that look.
Right. And here's if you like Jim Lee, you'll like this book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kids,
Yeah.
look. You don't know who Jim Lee is from a hole in the ground, but it
Right.
looks like him. All right. Oh, combos. My go-to bribe for D&D night. When I was the DM, you brought me snacks. I'd give you extra experience points. So people would always bring me combos.
Oh, if I knew that.
Circle
Right.
templates.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Big shiny boobs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever was unique is gone. in this.
Yeah.
There we go. There's another giant chest and tiny legs.
Right.
It's like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen movie.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's that. Oh, but it's the 90s. R.I.P. Whoever you are.
Right.
All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, Bordello of Blood. I like the first Tales from the Crypt movie. That one was okay. Oh, another
X
X-Files. But will it have the same artist? Number 13. What was that? What was that other one? Like 5 or something? It was earlier in. This is a good video right here. It's okay. Luckily, I know how to edit. 27. Oh, okay. So this is earlier. All right. Cool.
The cover reminds me of the Vertigo.
Mm-hmm. Sandman, Dave
covers,
McKeon.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I wonder if that's what they were going for. I know the X-Files little novelizations they put out had really good covers. 'Cause I worked at a book return, and I would just tear the covers off and hang them on my little bulletin board because they were pretty cool covers. All right. Oh wait.
Totally different. Oh, wait. Charles Adler, didn't he go on to do Walking Dead? I believe.
That's
I want to say.
that's out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Charles Atlas.
No, Charles. Yes. He.
Oh, okay, good. All right, now we're back to. Why was that a thing?
I don't know.
It's the mystery.
Because it's a video game, I think.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Because it's one player only.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay.
I gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Well, again, solid art.
Don't quite have the definition down of the two characters.
No.
No, it's most likely you get a filler artist that does that kind of thing, or this is the filler artist while this guy takes his time to make it look like the characters.
Right.
Dr. Octopus.
That's right.
Right.
Or Hugo Strange or whatever,
Right.
whatever his name is from
DC.
DC.
Right.
Again, I'm not a DC kid.
No, me either.
See, I was more into DC when I was a kid. I liked Batman and Justice League and stuff like that. That's why I know a little bit about the Legion of Superheroes when we were looking at that one. Because I used to get those digest sized
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Those are great.
Yeah.
yeah. My problem was like my parents knew I liked superheroes, so like if they were anywhere that had comics, my parents didn't understand that. All they knew was like the Super Friends. So I had a stack of the old Super Friends comics, which I hated. I like them now, honestly, because they're fun,
Right.
and some of that art is underappreciated. But back then, it's like I didn't, I don't want to watch just the Super Friends fight Dollar Man, or I think that was his name, honestly.
Yeah, this is pretty bad compared to the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Topps had some pretty good stuff too, though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they did the Dracula adaptation
yes,
that Mignola did.
Mignola.
yeah,
that's
that was
great.
really good.
That was great.
Yep. Darth Vader's worst nightmare. The prequels.
Right.
Right.
Are you an angel?
Ultra action. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. There's a.
Okay.
What do we got here?
And we end with.
We end with that's a Dynamite book.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
my wheelhouse right there.
All right. Here we go.
Oh yeah, so this was Project Superheroes. These were the one shots that came out when they tried to launch their.
Oh
superhero
yeah,
universe.
yeah, right. They had their ongoing series, and
Yeah.
then there was like one shots or mini series.
I think I have this one at home somewhere.
This looks like Carmen San Diego.
Yeah, right. Well, she's Masquerade. She can't be found.
That's
Okay,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
I would say Samson's ripped, but that's
Which they're
kind of
still
ridiculous.
doing these. They do about every 4 or 5 years. They do a 5-issue miniseries about this. It's pretty decent.
I read bits and pieces of it. I was at a convention and I found just tons of them in the quarter bin, so I bought everything because I just wanted something new to read.
Right.
So we have.
So Alex Ross is directing the art because he had a lot to do with the creation of the whole universe.
I think Jim Kruger wrote a ton of the stuff for this, if I remember right. Black Terror is one of those, like, he's probably next to what, maybe Daredevil, like, one of the most popular public domain superheroes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they got their coloring right. This was when coloring got very complex.
Right.
Well, I think what they were doing was they were competing with the covers.
Yeah.
Because when you
Alex
got Alex
Ross.
Ross
Yeah.
doing your covers,
Right.
they really wanted to ramp up the interiors. Frank chose Jungle Girl.
Here's Daredevil.
Yeah, he was part of it.
Right.
Huh.
I forget what they called him.
They called him the Death-Defying Devil.
The
Yeah,
death.
Death Defying Devil, yeah.
Right. Which, I don't know. They could have done better.
Gross. Oh yeah, the flame.
Mm.
Yeah, I had a bunch of. I think I sold like the majority of them off. Hydro Man.
I mean, I enjoyed the series. I mean, I like the.
Looks like she got kissed all over the face.
Right, right,
Well, let's hope that's what it is.
right.
Although, judging by this fella's hand, I'm gonna say no.
No.
I'm gonna say it's not gonna end well.
Cool.
Oh, that's neat.
Uh-huh. I don't know what any of that
If you
is.
go back to this looks. That's Alex Ross had something to do with that picture.
Yeah, he probably did the layout,
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
went in and
Colored it.
Yeah.
Yeah, inked it. That's very Alex Ross like.
I watched him do this gigantic painting of like all the Marvel characters, like in this huge painting. Like it was like a Marvel Universe handbook, kind of one of those things where it's like all of them. And after he painted all these characters, he then goes in and put like a shade of like yellow over all the color. I'm like, oh, I mean, it's the look, so you get that nice monochrome, but you still see the colors under it. But I'm like, I would be crying. It's like I spent however many weeks painting this thing, and I got to go cover over with like a yellow wash. Yeah, I'm not gonna say this was the best one to end on, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, like I said, I like the series.
Yeah.
I thought the characters were interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you kind of got 1 foot in pulp, 1 foot in
Mm-hmm.
Right.
regular superheroes.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one floats around. You'll find this one on Google all the time.
Right.
Okay, so who are all these characters? Green Llama. Oh, cool.
Sword's one of my favorites.
Captain Midnight.
Well, I mean, Urzat's Captain Midnight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of got your Batman, your Mr. Raven, kind of your shadow guy.
Mm-hmm. This dude, the American Crusader, basically he's Superman level,
Oh, okay.
and he's really cool, but like they used him in what was that series that started in Tom Strong?
not Ape.
Terra Obscura.
Yeah, Terra Obscura. Yep.
Yeah, they used some of these guys in Terra Obscura, and I really liked. He was I believe he was a recovering alcoholic, and it was a really good story.
They're doing something now with these characters where it's not. It's a crossover between Project Superheroes, Vampirella, and Red Sonja, and so they've now got. They're sort of guarding these gates to other dimensions where other versions of themselves, and then somehow they're betrayed, and of course Red Sonja becomes a superhero, as does Vampirella. It's I was against buying it at first, but they got me. So that's a great
Who's
series.
the artist in it?
Well, Matt Wagner does.
Art by Francois.
Yeah,
I don't know who it is.
that's a great series.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not. Okay, so
Yeah, so for me, that's a good one to hit on. I thought that was nice.
yeah. So what do we got here? Yays. Anything what stood out? This one definitely stood out. I like this one a lot. And whatever this young hero.
Young Hero, I'm really interested in.
Yeah.
I'd probably go look through the Iron Man again.
So yeah, if you want to hit your local Ollie's or maybe go out of town, they've got $6 bags. I think they had like 5 of them in it. They got $10 bags that purport to be worth $50 a piece. Some of them, I guess, will even have trade paperbacks and stuff in them, But I thought this would be something kind of fun to do and see. Oh yeah, this War of the Worlds. This might be cool.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, folks. If you would like to see us do more of this, let us know. We're, it's fun, and like I said, it's worth spending a couple bucks on. Get in there, But the thing I've learned about Ollie's is you have to want what you have in your hand because you check out. It takes forever to check out in those things. But no, if you wanna see us do some more of this, or if you want us to talk about maybe any individual thing in here, or
tell us how wrong we were.
yeah. Like is Union
Right?
really the best
Right.
book ever? Are we wrong? Or
Should we have opened Wildcats and perused it?
this has like a little bit of '90s air left in it.
Yeah.
It probably still smells like cigarettes. Yeah, so let us know if you want to see more, and we'll be more than happy to do more. Again, I'm Paul.
I'm Mark.
And Mike.
And
We have some issues.
We've got some issues, that's right. I'm Paul. All right, ready?
I didn't know we were starting.
You had two
right, I'll
two
start.
lines.